Welcome back, everyone. Let's get the market action with Yahoo Finance's Jared Blikre, who's over at the New York Stock Exchange, just paces away from that buttonwood tree. Jared.
Yeah, I would love to see that buttonwood tree. Would that it be still around someday? I'm looking at the Wi-Fi Interactive and just kind of reflecting on the month, because this is capping a really productive first half of the year. We see the S&P 500 up 13%. And in the month of June specifically, we saw this rotation, and it gets back to that non-farm payrolls that we saw at the beginning of the month. That was the May numbers. And you can see right here, volatility. Here's the VIX with a year-to-date chart, drop below this previous floor level. That was on that NFP day. And just pricing in a little bit of a different picture here. I said at the time, good news is good news. You can see the same thing reflected in the ICE B of A move index. This is a VIX of bonds. But anyway, in June, we saw this move lower as well, with the net effect that we are up almost 30% in the NASDAQ. But finally, we're seeing some other sectors claw back some of those losses from last year. Here's a 5-day look at the S&P 500 sectors. And what you'll notice is that at the bottom here, we see the mega cap sectors plus financials. Those are leading the way down over the last 5 days. But we do see some green in staples, materials, energy, even industrials, although it looks like it's about break even. And that was where we saw this surge a month ago. And in fact, over the last month, you can see consumer discretionary XLY, that's retail, up the most, with industrials and materials. So that's a decent mix right there. And you take a look at the leaderboard over the last month, Bitcoin, that's in the other left. That came back roaring strong to the 30,000 level. XHB, by the way, home builders just set a record yesterday. Only yesterday did they close at a record high, another one. So strength, at least in some parts of the housing market, and optimism right there. Meme stocks getting some love, ARC, IPOs, transports, Chinese stocks, and retail. All of those getting some love here. And while we're on the topic of China, I just want to go over, move overnight. They devalued the yuan. They have various methods at the PBOC of juicing the economy, and one of them is devaluation of the yuan, and they can do that on a blanket basis, or they can do it on a day-by-day basis. When they achieve their fixing point, they can set that north or south of what the market expects, and they've been trying to strengthen the yuan with the net effect that China is looking up. You can see on an intraday basis a lot of green on the Wi-Fi Interactive here, but you take a look at the currency longer term. Let me just get to our currency board here, and I'm going to show you a different story. So as we are looking at this, up means a stronger dollar and down means a stronger yuan. Here is what we're looking at this year, and you can see that rise over the last 2 months, up 4.5%. 7.2, that is approaching historically very significant levels. I'm going to put a 20-year chart on here. You can see we've seen this level in years past, and if we break above, that could be a material weakening in the yuan. That would be good for their exports, and maybe that would juice their economy. But there's all kinds of political implications when we start having this competitive race to the bottom when it comes to currency devaluation. So that's my 2 cents there in terms of Forex land. But all in all, I was looking at some of the NASDAQ stats. Very strong beginnings of the year. This would be the third best one. And as some other people I follow on Twitter are noting, the best 2 years in the NASDAQ for the first 6 months saw terrible second halves of the year. So you can make the case that it would go one way or the other way based on how you slice and dice the data. But if you come 30%, you got to think that maybe, just maybe, tech is due for a little bit of a pullback here. Overall, as I've been saying, as long as the market continues to rotate into some of these other names and sectors, that is healthy.
We'll see if it keeps going. Thanks a lot, Jared. Appreciate it.